Hi friends, how are you? I am so excited for today. Thanks for being here. Welcome or welcome back. I am Diana and we have been doing our stash down journey, and I have been trying to work up a pillow cover pattern for you so that I buy so many pillows throughout the holidays, and then I try and store them and they take up so much space. So I've been trying to do just the covers and then just buying like a set of inserts. And then as I was finishing this up, I realized that I could have done covers to just go over the other pillows that I have, but did I think of that? No, but I have now, and now I can make all kinds of covers. So when I made this pumpkin one, I was talking about being able to do your own pattern because it's really simple. Everything is just single stitch, single crochet stitch, and then where you get into your picture is just bobbles, right? Which is just a yarn over, stick it through, pull up another loop until you have like 6 of the loops on your hook, and then you pull it through. And so you really could do anything. I am working on a blanket right now that just has the trees at the bottom, and I had pinned that on my last video, pinned it on a video. I will also make sure that I link that down below for this one as well, but I wanted to do a pillow to go with it. Now that I have done this, I would probably do a couple of things a little bit different, but I think that's okay because then now I just have like a foundation for my pattern. So it's almost like, you know how you have your base for a recipe and then you throw in all the little extra spices? That's what this is. This is just the base of your recipe. And so I did this one. I'm so excited about this. Okay, so let me tell you, now I probably would have started a little further up and moved this up, but I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to do this. I was originally thinking that I wanted to do the flap in the back, which you very well could do. So you could do a really big thing on one side, and then you don't have to put a button or anything on it, and then you can just make your flap however big that you want. But this is how you're going to be able to get your pillow in and out. See? Yay! I'm so excited about this. Like, I can't even tell you when you know, when you have an idea in your head, and this isn't like anything big and grand by any means, and I totally know that, but you know, I had this kind of thought in my head and I was like, yeah, this should totally work, right? And then when you actually put it all together and you work it out and then you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, it really worked. So I'm going to walk you through this. I was thinking about doing a demonstration, but it's honestly just all single crochet. Nobody wants to see that. So my pillow inserts are the 14-inch. I got a pack of 4 on Amazon for, I think it was like $18 or something like that. Not expensive. I will link that. The one that I got also has different sizes. So if you're wanting to do just the 12 by 12 or even like the 16 or 20 or whatever, I think that they have all of those on the same link as what I got these ones on. And so what I did was I just started to figure out how long I needed for my 14. Mine is 42 stitches by 44 rows. I used a 5.5 with a 4-weight yarn. Let me double check that. I just used the loop, 4-weight. I used the loops and threads, soft classic, just the acrylic. This is one that I think is really soft. I actually really like this. I talked about this before, and the recommended hook for this was a 5.5. So that's why I had used a 5.5 with the blanket that I was doing, because normally I do at least a 5, and sometimes I do a little tighter, but I kind of liked this in with the bigger hook. It makes it a little bit softer, and I will tell you, this is 354 yards, and I used a whole skein for this pillow, and then plus a little bit extra for my flap. So it does take a lot, clearly, because you're doing a single crochet stitch, and we know those like smaller stitches take more yarn. So it's not like it's gonna take just a little bit of yarn. It does take a lot of yarn, but it does not take a lot of time, and it is not a difficult thing to do. So I like to do the foundation stitch, which again, there's lots of tutorials on this. To me, it's almost easier to watch somebody do it, but you're basically just chaining one extra than you normally would, going in, making your foundation chain, and then your first stitch. But I will find those and link some of those tutorials for you as well. But I like to do a foundation chain, a foundation stitch, because that way, you know how like when you do your chain and then you go back through and you do your stitch and somehow it's like either a little bit smaller or bigger or smaller than what you had originally measured out. So I kind of like to just do that foundation stitch, because then it just seems to hold its sizing a little bit better. So I did that until I was right at about 14 inches. And so like I said, then I knew I was just at 42. And then I just did my panel for the back, and I did this one first so that I had kind of a general idea of where I wanted to do my bobbles, do my tree. And then I knew I was gonna do a flap. I probably should have done it a little bit bigger. I was getting antsy and just wanted it done. So that was part of the reason why I put this so low. I thought I was gonna go down more, and I probably should have. You don't have to put a button on. I just thought it was something kind of cute. And then when I put this all together, I just did a single stitch because I like that it has kind of that edging on it. But you could definitely do just a slip stitch to hook it all together. You could do one panel and then just close it up on one side, or this way and just close it up. Once you get to the top, just do like your little flap on it, whatever. So, but what I did is I did a single stitch around both sides and the bottom, and then I made my flap, and then I single stitched that to the back first, and then on the sides I did it where I had already single stitched the front and the back together. And I will have this all written down below, but I mean, you kind of get the basic idea. But yeah, I like it. I'm super excited. Now that I did this, I was like, oh, I should have made it a little longer. You can determine how long you want to do your flap. If you want to do it just like on the back, so it's more like just an opening, it's all your preference. That's the nicest thing about this. And then I was like, oh, you know how they have like the wonky wooden star buttons? Wouldn't that have been cute if I had made this bigger and then I could put that like little star down there? Or like even for Valentine's Day, I know that they have like those heart ones and everything. So there it is. Finally, the pillow pattern. Super easy. I hope you weren't expecting something all like major complex and everything. I just wanted something for us to be able to do so that we're not constantly just making one pillow, and we just, I mean, is this better? Is this better to you? I mean, this is better to me just because I don't have the room to store all of my decorations, because I always have so many decorations. So you tell me if you think that this is a decent fix. I guess you could even like make it actually close, like a little snap or something if you wanted to, or I don't really like Velcro with my yarn, but I guess you could do that as well. Or I even thought about if I wanted to do like the green to close it all up, but I kind of like just the white, just the plain white. But and then like I don't know, I just like the fact that it's just something so simple, and now I can make a ton of them. So I will make sure that I have all of the directions are going to be listed in the description box below, and everything that I used, so that you know you can decide how you want to do your gauge, what size you want to do with what kind of yarn. But like I said, this is just like a little foundation recipe for your pattern, and then you can just throw in all the spice. But if you do use this, please let me know. I would love to see what you're creating, and I hope that this is useful to you and that you are all doing absolutely wonderful, and I will see you later. Bye.